All right. It is 5:30 in the evening, and welcome to the Meg Mel Show. You're talking to your host, Megan Anderson, and your co-host,
Melanie Anderson.
And we actually have a spectacular show tonight for you guys, and I don't want to give it away and ruin the name, so just leave it at that. Melanie, you want to start us off with some questions?
Yes, so just so everybody's aware about who it is that we're interviewing tonight, his name is Donovan Roberts. He's a business owner, has experience in digital marketing. Right now he's currently located out of Coralville, Iowa. For those who aren't really familiar with the area, Coralville, Iowa is just like maybe 10 to 12 minutes outside of Iowa City. He's also a virtual trainer, and he's had clients all the way from Ohio to Alaska, so he's trained many people. He just graduated this past May, perfect, and is has been pursuing personal training for about 2 to 3 years now. So, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing pretty good, pretty excited.
It's Friday.
Yes.
Thanksgiving,
There we go. Do you have any plans coming up for Thanksgiving?
I'm actually going to be going back to Houston. That's where I was at before I came to school here, so I'm going to go back to Houston, visit my mom,
How long has it been since you've seen your family?
Yeah.
Maybe like a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Is that the longest you've been away from your family, or have you gone long without seeing your family?
It's probably the longest time.
Oh my God.
That post-grad life is real. Like, you're not finna see no family.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry to be a buzzkill, but like that's the truth. You get like 2 days for Thanksgiving, like a day and a half for Christmas. So it gets real. So enjoy it.
Yeah, let me know that honesty now. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, me either.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I need it. Welcome to real life.
So we've talked a little, me and you, we've talked a little bit about your programs and different results you've been seeing. Tell the people a little bit about your programs and what they offer.
Okay, perfect. So the programs are 3-tiered because I kind of want to be able to get everyone in there, whether you've been in the gym your whole life or you're just new to the gym experience. So we have a hunter, which is like 3 days a week, super beginner, super easy. Then we have a omega, which is a little bit more advanced, 4 days a week, kind of like an intermediate experience. And then we also have the alpha, which is the top of the line, 5 days a week. In there intends you're advanced and you've been working out for a long time. So that's kind of how that's set up. Pricing is kind of on 2 different tiers as well. So we have like an $80 package that comes with the workout and then once a week coaching consultations. That's phone, FaceTime. I've had some clients where I've actually met them in person if they're local, so I'm open to that. And then we also had $100, and that's unlimited coaching calls and also diet, so calorie and macronutrition. For those who don't know, macronutrition, protein, fats, as well as carbs.
Wow.
So, and unlimited coaching calls, so you can call me whenever.
So these names, you got Hunter, Omega, and what was the last one?
Alpha.
Alpha. So where did you get these names from? Are you in a frat or what's that?
I'm not.
Okay. I'm like, what up? These sound familiar.
I'm not in a frat. People always want me to be in a frat. I'm not in a frat. No offense to frat people, but I'm just not in a frat.
Okay.
These are actually based off of wolf pack rankings. So I'm originally from Alaska, for those of you who don't know.
Wow.
So like wolves have been a big part of growing up. My dad was like, always be a wolf, not a sheep. And so that was like a big thing. Always be a leader. Like even if it was like bad stuff, like if I got in trouble, I would get in a lot less trouble if I was like the leader of the bad stuff.
Oh, wow.
Following somebody.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of where that mentality has come from.
Wow.
And I have a huge wolf tattoo on my chest.
I've seen it on your Instagram.
Yes.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, check me out on Instagram at Donovan Fitness _. We haven't dropped it out yet, but check me out.
Yes, check him out. Nice little page. Okay, so how did you know you wanted to go into something like this? Have you always been passionate about it?
To be honest with you, not really. I've been an athlete, so I was like a gymnast champion in Alaska, which is really dope. On paper, it's Alaska. It's like 2 teams, so it wasn't.
That's not something big.
It's not. I was like 6 though, but it's
starting young.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I played football since like 2nd grade. Played all the way up to like high school. I was gonna play in college. Had some injuries. Then college, I was just kind of like trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Right.
Always trying to make money. You know what I mean? And so, for me, it's really a recent revelation for me about fitness, because I actually have passion for it.
Yeah.
And I never thought like, oh, I can make money off of this. So I kind of just put it on the back burner. Spring break was coming up. Let me get in the gym and work out, look good for my vacation. But it was never like, I don't know. I just never thought that I could love something and make money at the same time.
You never thought that. Wow. I mean, that's what dreams
Well,
are.
I mean, it's dreams, exactly though.
You hear it?
Yeah, you hear about that, and it's like, oh, don't worry, the money will come.
Yeah.
But I never really thought like that I would be doing what I'm doing right now. So
Yeah.
it's dope though. I love it.
So because this is your passion and you're working towards it, what's some advice you can give people who are still trying to find themselves, who want to follow their passions, but they're just like, it don't seem real. I can't make money off of it. What's some advice you can give for those people?
So the first thing that I would advise is to get comfortable with failure. Like that needs to be like,
your best friend.
like every day you need to be like, I need to fail at something. I need to go out and be uncomfortable. Whether you're going to networking events that you have no reason to be there, but you need to be there just to show face. You need to be going to these things. I know at the University of Iowa they send out a bunch of different emails for stuff. Show up, actually go to these things. Don't I don't want to talk to people. So failure, that's, I would say, my biggest advice. And then also just going out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So you will never know what your passion is until you go out and experience the world. For me, I had been playing football and being an athlete my whole life. And so it never really clicked to me because I was doing that my whole life. I never experienced anything outside of being an athlete. And so then when I dived into these different ventures and different money-making things, I'm like, oh, this is just okay.
Yeah.
And then when I went back to the fitness, to being an athlete, it really clicked. It clicked. I'm like, man, this is it. This is it. I love this. So yeah, failure and going out and just being uncomfortable.
Wow, I love that. Oh my God,
Nice.
that just teach me something. No, okay, so another question for you. What kind of progress have you made with the business, from clients all the way to the money part? So what kind of progress have you made from meeting different individuals, their outcomes, as well as the money part? Because you got to start small financially, and then has your business grown financially? What's the benefits in both of them?
Yeah, so to be honest with you, a lot of folks don't know. I told you I've been doing this for 2 years. So I had my first client in 2017. My page is 2 or 3 years old. And there's a huge gap in between the recent stuff and then my throwback stuff while I was at school. Because there's a reason for that, you know what I'm saying? So my first client, it was in person. She was in the military, so she's used to getting up at 4:30.
Yeah. Oh, good.
And I swear, I would wake up on days that were supposed to be training to phone calls from her at the gym while I'm in bed. And she's like, Donovan, where are you at? Where are you at? You're supposed to be here training me. I'm like, oh, I slept through my alarm. I'm so sorry. So this is why so that lasted 2 weeks, and it was done. It was done.
Oh.
And then we had to sit down. I was like, I'm just not in a place right now to do what I need to do.
Yeah.
For you in the way I want to do it. And so she really rocked with that conversation. I think a lot of people would have just disappeared and not showed face after that. But I wanted to sit down with her and talk to her. So that happened back in 2017. 2-year break, and then I came back.
Bounce back,
you know what I'm saying? And I was like, let me take this business model and make it into a virtual thing. So I don't have to get up in the mornings and be, running across town to go work out with people. And especially now with social media, a lot of people see different bodies and this constant influence of these, not to say that those bodies are unrealistic, but there's a lot of drug use, to be honest, on those bodies. Let's just be 100 with it. And so this is super unrealistic expectations. And so a lot of people aren't really down for me to be in their face and seeing their bodies and critiquing them in person. So I think that barrier really helps people not only get comfortable with the process, but trust in themselves. Because I'm not there. At the end of the day, it's up to my clients. It's up to them. I give them the tools, but they build their empire.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Yeah,
that is so powerful.
That is super powerful.
I love that.
Creative.
Okay. 2 more questions before we cut to break. I'm gonna just combine them right now. Do you plan to expand this? How long do you plan to keep this business a thing? You know, do you
Mm-hmm.
want to expand to different horizons, or do you want to stay corporate? What do you want to do with this?
So since it's virtual, like you had mentioned, I'm all over the place already. Like my roots in Alaska, people hear about me from my family putting me on. People back in Houston, I got some people in Ohio from my childhood. So the big vision really is for me to be able to do this full time, because I'm working a 9 to 5 as well. And so do that full time, and then also eventually have my own gyms.
Wow.
That would be the big vision. So
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, we're gonna give you guys a little break. We're gonna give Donovan here a little break. You know, we've been questioning him this whole time, so we're
Little
gonna
pressure. Real hot seat.
yeah, I mean, I see.
Okay, we'll be back soon. Stay tuned.
All right, we are back. Thanks for staying tuned, you guys. And to refresh people about, things we've been talking about, we have Donovan Roberts here, the Donovan Roberts here. He's a workout trainer, he's a business owner, he has experience in digital marketing, so right now we've just been questioning him about his business and different things he sees himself doing with it. All right, Meg, you want to start us off with another question?
Definitely. So Donovan, let me see. What's the best form of contact that you rather have people contact you from? Do you rather like business cards, a website, YouTube channel? Like, what's the best way of contacting you to get this thing going?
First, before I answer this, I want to say thank you for having me on here.
Most
I
definitely.
appreciate the opportunity. And next thing, so before I answer you again, I'm sorry. Instagram, Donovan Fitness _.
Yes.
YouTube, Donovan Fitness. I got like 2 videos out. And then we got websites and stuff coming soon. So.
Yes.
But for me, the best place really would be to follow me on Instagram, Donovan Fitness _, and then DM me directly. And then from there, I normally give out my number if you're on my roster, and then you can just call me on the phone. I'm just that type of guy. So.
There you go.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that question, Meg, did you have another one?
No, you can go on with the next one.
Okay, so what are ways what are things you've talked about on your YouTube channel? I know you've only had like 2 episodes, but like what are things you've promoted on those different episodes?
Okay, so for the first one was really about like fitness. Well, of course it's about fitness, but like fitness, like the hype around fitness. So I really wanted to get people motivated. When I posted it on Instagram, it was really about like this term securing your bag.
Yeah.
That's been like really popular in 2019.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to just drop that term, but like, what does that look like, and what does that really mean? Like, how do you go about securing your bag?
Yeah.
And I honestly think people use it just like way too loosely.
Yeah.
So I was explaining like in this video, these are the pretty moments of my workout. I had a lot of failures. I was tired. I was angry, and I didn't capture those on film. And like I wanted people to understand that part of it, the grind, the nitty gritty aspects, is all about securing your bag. The end results, the pretty stuff, is the bag. But in the process of securing it, like the nitty gritty stuff that you don't like to put on your Facebook, you don't like to put on your Instagram. So that was the first video. The next video was a nutritional video. It was me meal prepping. So for all my clients, I provide them, like I said, macronutrients, carbs, fats, proteins. We also go into like caloric intake as well. So it was me prepping fish. I only eat fish. You can get this big eating fish. I know, it's amazing.
You're a pescatarian.
I am a pescatarian. That
Love
is correct.
that.
For the past 2 years.
Love that.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was me just cooking.
Wow. So you changing your diet, how has that affected your growth? Do you feel like that has a big impact on why'd you give up chicken? Why'd you give up all those delicious
You want
animals?
the radio?
Cause you from
answer, or-
Houston, so I know you would good.
Y'all want the radio answer? Y'all want the real?
We
The real
on the
answer.
Meg Mel Show, you give us real honesty up
Real
front.
honesty
raw,
up front.
like
that
This is gonna be funny. That's gonna be funny. So it wasn't about like save the animals or anything like that. Whenever I would eat meat, sometimes I'll just be a little bit gassy.
Tell the truth side of the down.
Okay.
And it was causing some issues.
Was it
The person personal relationships. You know what I'm saying? So I could be at home just, so I had to do some corrections. I had to adjust it.
And fish didn't do that to you. It was your friend.
Yeah.
Got you. The other ones wasn't.
So do you eat shrimp too? And
Shrimp, shrimp, all that.
Oh, so seafood. Okay. Okay.
Shrimp is fish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Water. I mean, so you meal prep and everything like that. So how did you know how to meal prep? Like, where did you learn, or how can you teach others how to meal prep? And I know that's kind of costly too, because meal prepping is a little pricey sometimes as far as with certain food.
Yeah, being a college student, funds.
Yeah.
It's what's some advice that you would say?
Well, if you're in college or struggling for time, I talked about this a little bit on my video as well.
On YouTube. Okay.
So first of all, make Walmart and Costco your favorite friend. And buy in bulk. You gotta buy in bulk if you're gonna be meal prepping. And then also, even for me, with it being fish, it's not as expensive when you buy in bulk. But for a lot of people, like beef and chicken, it's really not that expensive. And you gotta think about it too. You're buying. For me, I buy at 2 weeks worth of food at a time. So I'm only going grocery shopping twice a month. Mm-hmm. And then when I'm actually cooking, so Sunday night, I'll cook up until Thursday, which is my rest day. And then on my rest day, I'll cook all the way up again until Monday.
Okay.
So it's kind of this twice a week, bi-weekly, on a month scale.
Oh, okay.
You mapped it out.
So do you have to some people I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Some people have apps or something like that track their intake. Mm-hmm. Do you have to do that, or when you get used to what you eat, you don't really have to do that as much?
So I personally like to do it just so I can just always stay on my toes and just really study everything, because the stuff I learned from myself, I like to break bread and give that to people that are following me, people that interact with my contact, or even people on my roster. If you're not my client, I will sit down and have a conversation with you regardless. So I just like to do it for myself, see how my body reacts to certain high carb, low carb days, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So yes, I keep track of it, and it's MyFitnessPal, and all my clients have MyFitnessPal as well.
I do too. That's so cool. So as far as the portion sizes and everything like that, how you go about knowing how much you should eat, how much you should eat?
So there is some standard by using your hand measurements. Oh. I personally have a food scale. So for me, I just literally put the food on the scale to know my precise measurements. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people aren't gonna go out and get a food scale, but there should be some samples online. I think the palm of your hand is 4 ounces of meat, and then they do it by finger size. And there's a whole lot of different ways you can go about figuring that out. So,
oh wow, that is so cool.
Okay, so talking about this meal prepping and healthy foods, I know water is important too. How did you train your body to only drink? Because a lot of people like juice, they like their flavor. So how do you force yourself to just drink water on a regular basis so that your body is constantly hydrated? Did you have to train yourself to do that, or have you been doing that naturally?
I had to train myself to do it as frequently. I wouldn't say that it was a challenge because of the taste. I think it was just drinking water so often. I'm drinking up to a gallon a day, so that's 16 cups. But for me, the thing I have now is 24 ounces, so it's 3 cups after I drink this one thing. So, this goes by quicker. So if you actually have containers that can hold more than just a cup, it'll go by quicker. Also, Mio, this little squirt sports thingy.
Yo, those little, okay, I know talking about, they sell at gas stations and stuff?
Yeah, and Hy-Vee, Walmart, and you can squirt them into your drink, and those are 0 calories, and add flavor and have electrolytes. Right. So if you need flavor, you can do that.
Oh, beautiful. There's ways around it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So are you currently you're working full time? You're doing the fitness thing part time. Are you in school at all behind the scenes? Okay, so these are just your
school.
Okay.
I graduated.
There you go. Are you gonna go for a master's or anything?
No. No, man. Well, because the thing is, I went to school for business, and you go to school for business to be successful in business, to start your own business. And I'm doing that currently.
Love
so
that.
I'm not gonna blow that bread on something I'm doing right now.
Love that. This seems not very common that people use their degrees, so that's super interesting. So what keeps you out of all of this, being a motivator and a fitness, being in fitness, what keeps you motivated yourself? What can you tell others that could keep them motivated as well?
Yeah, so I actually talk about this with my clients. So I think people need to, one, like, we're gonna go back to this failure thing, right? A lot of people, if they're on a diet, they miss a day, like they miss Tuesday, right? And they're supposed to be on a diet for the whole week. They're just gonna say, you know what, forget my diet, I'm gonna start next Monday. But like, what happened to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Like, you need to be consistent. And so that's why I tell my clients, when I'm talking about expectations, I literally say, I expect you to fail and I need you to fail. Whether that's missing a meal, missing a workout, not hitting your calorie count, I need you to do that. Because, like, I'm not here to keep you. I'm here to put you on and let you grow on your own. I would like to keep you, you know, and tweak stuff that you wanted, but eventually you're going to be on your own. And I want you to be able to sustain this without me. And there's going to be days when you don't feel like getting up and you don't get up and you need to actually go to the gym the following day and let that one go.
Right.
So that, what was the question?
What keeps you motivated?
Keeps you motivated.
Motivated. Yeah, so failure for one, and then keeping the bigger picture of my why. So a lot of my clients come on, I want to get skinny, I want to get a six pack, and I want my butt to be all big, you know. And I'm like, why though? Like, what is your deeper motivation? So, you know, whether you have like self-conscious issues growing up, and you have like self-image issues, and you want to feel confident, and you want to feel more beautiful, then think about that when you want to skip. You know, what am I gonna say or feel when I look at myself in the mirror after skipping this workout? You know, stuff like that. Or, you know, some people have had like health problems, like their families have had health problems, and in the Black community, like obesity, diabetes, stuff like that. And it's like, you got to think about this. Like, some people's, you know, parents are, you know, passing away early. Do I want to be in that boat? Like, you know, people are like 20, 30, you know, people are passing away 50, 60. In 20 years, do I want to not be here?
Right.
What do I have to do to make sure I'm here for my kids, for my kids' kids? Stuff like that to really keep people going. So for me, I kind of dig into my whys as well. And for me, you know, I want to live a long time. I want to live a long time. I want to enjoy my family, my friends, earth, nature, you know. I know that's really like stereotypical, but that's me.
Yeah.
You know? And then also too, to be able to protect my family as well.
Yeah.
So like being physically fit, just in case, you know.
Anything
you got that wolf instinct.
You know, you gotta do, you know. So you gotta just look, you know, a certain way, a certain aesthetic.
To get a certain
you know,
point across.
certain energy.
Yeah.
So we don't even gotta go there. We don't even gotta go there.
Questions asked.
Yes.
Okay, this is off topic, but how does Miss Kelly keep you motivated? How does the wifey keep you motivated?
Oh man, you threw a curveball in there.
I had to.
She honestly, am I allowed to cuss on here?
My limited.
Okay. Well,
You know, be honest, be you. I don't want to restrict you from nothing, so you be you, but with the language.
yeah, got it. I won't be me with the language. So I'll say this: she will be on my butt.
Gotcha.
So if I'm like not feeling it, she's like, babe, come on, like you gotta go, like come on, like stop. You know, just really just like nitpicking at me, like when I'm just chilling, she's like, what are you doing right now? I'm like, okay, I'll go prep my food, you know what I mean? So just little stuff like that, you know, and just also just let me know like, hey babe, like I'm here for this, like go spend 2 hours in the gym, I'll be all right. Like you need that time for yourself, go do that, like I'm proud of you. So just really like positive affirmations, and then also just getting on me when I'm slacking.
So having somebody there, has that helped? So before you guys came together as one, do you feel like being with her keeps you even more like having somebody there keeps you more motivated, or doing it by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I work out by myself, and
Yeah,
that's been a transition from like being a football, you know, with a team and stuff like that. So like it took me a while to get used to that actually, but having her with me she's like my number one support system, like my number one. So like she's like literally my only, like she's my best friend. You know what I mean? I'm like my only family in Iowa. So it's just like. She's everything for me.
Is your home away from home?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
You know, so,
oh my, beautiful.
Yeah. And so for my clients, if you don't have a significant other, you will have me. I'll call you on the phone, text you, you know, see how things are going, get you motivated. Talking about that, I want to say this. I know Black Friday is coming up, and there's a lot of Black Friday sales. So if you're tuning in, you go on Instagram at @DonovanFitness_. If you DM me DFitnessBF2019, you're gonna get $20 off all my programs. So $60 for the low end one, and only $80 for unlimited coaching calls and free nutritional guidance.
Now you have a question. Now with this program, are you looking to have retail? So clothing, have a clothing line, certain fitness attire that you want to promote eventually? Are you looking more into that, or is it kind of more like, no, I'm just trying to strictly work out and
Get
have
your
that?
body right before I bring the apparel.
We'll just say I'm trying to just work out for now.
All right, I feel it.
We'll just say that.
I love
Strictly working
that.
out.
Yeah, love
Okay.
that. Oh my God, well, we were so happy to
Yeah.
speak with you and have you on our show.
That was dope.
Yes, it was great to have Donovan Roberts here today with us. So,
As he said, you guys check out his YouTube channel, follow him on Instagram. If you
Yes.
reach out to him, he will respond with a bunch of other stuff.
DME D Fitness DF 2019 for that Black Friday sale.
There you go. Okay, you have been on the radio with the Meg and the Mel and the Donovan. Megan, you wrap us up.